Well, alright guys, today's video is going to be different. I'm going to start dropping this transmission finally. My birthday is Tuesday and I would like to be able to drive this by then. Today's Saturday and this is our coolest weather we've had. I don't know how many days we're going to have of this. It's like what, 70 right now, 75 maybe, I don't know. So anyway, another reason I haven't even attempted to mess with it yet is I don't have jack stands. You can see where I was using 2x4s and stuff. So I decided we're going to run on to town and get some jack stands. Let's just do this the right way, not kill myself. So I was seeing what size I would need to make it comfortable, and that's only 14 inches lifted, and jack stands, they go 16 or 18 inches if you get the right ones. So that'd be fine. I just want it safe when I'm under it. And plus, I can't drive it till I get tires. This tire will air up, but that one, or vice versa. I think that one will air up and hold air for a little while, but this one will not. The other two hold air, but basically need all 4 new tires. And I want to do the transmission and get that all done first before I go spend money on tires. Now, actually, I'm online looking. I hate when people post stuff and they don't answer back. Either if it's sold, take it off there, or you know, whatever. But anyway, I found a set of aluminum centerline, white in the back, a little bit narrower in the front like I like, and they're white lettered, what I want. I don't know how good tires, you know, I don't want to end up with shimmying tires again, but I want these wheels. They're $600 online. I offered a guy $400, but I have not heard nothing back, not even a counter offer. I've even asked again the next day if they were available, and no answer. So anyway, well, we got good news and bad news. As you can see, the good news, we got us some shade put up, and it's not finished yet. I need more screws put in it. But bad news is I got 3 ruptured discs in my back, and standing on the top of this footstool just now, stretching to put in a screw, and I do carpenter work every day, but one wrong move is all it takes. And all I did was stand on top of that, stretch up there to put a screw on my tippy toes, and I turned wrong. So now I'm either screwed, or I have to just go sit down for a few minutes and maybe to ease up. Sometimes I get lucky. Oh man, this ain't good. I have bad luck. I'm gonna work on this car no matter what. I'm taking a break for a minute though. All right guys, I just got back from picking up my wheels for Operation Malibu there. Let's see here. It was worth the ride. We're going old school on it. They got big fatties for the back a little bit. They are just 60s, but they're on 10-inch rims. So I'll be able to, later on down the line, put some 50s on here. But them babies look good. Alright guys, it's hot, it's real hot, but we went ahead and we cleaned off the trailer for the heck of it, got that taken care of. So now, really all I have for cleaning is Purple Power, and it works pretty good. It's degreaser, but I really want my white letters to be shiny, so we're going to get a scrub brush, we're going to spray these, clean them, and then pressure wash them, and see what happens. And we're going to start putting them on here. Well, all right, a little pressure washing, shine them babies right up, or at least that one. Nice, I'm happy. All right, like I said, my back is out, so I'm sitting my butt in this chair, and I'm gonna try to impact these things off here. So, all right, first good news is they do fit on the car. They're universal, so I knew they would, but. So now we gotta hope that these lugs I bought yesterday fit it, because the guy working at AutoZone had no clue. He told me they didn't have nothing that would work in stock on the shelf, and I looked and found these. Hopefully they're the right thread. I'm pretty sure I got the right kit. We're gonna find out. I bought them anyway. These are like $40, so I hope they're the right kit. Let's find out the hard way. I wouldn't have expected no better. They don't fit. These are a 1/2 inch. I guess I need 3/8 or something. I don't know. They slide right over the damn stud. So, it is what it is. Guess I gotta go to AutoZone. Shit. Alright guys, well, we're back again. They ordered my lug nuts. Well, they had them shipped from a different store and got them in the same day. So we went back, picked these up. One thing that does not make sense to me is they don't sell these in a 5-pack. Last pack I had all 20 in there with a lock key. Well, they didn't have any of them at the 7/16 size. The ones I had last time were 1/2 inch. I messed up. So anyway, these do come with your washers and everything, but it only comes 4 in a pack. So you got to buy 5 packs at $10 a pack. So that's 50 bucks. Plus these, I got 4 valve stems that are skulls. These are only like $4 plus tax. So altogether, this is a $60 bag to put these wheels on. So it's a good thing I talked the guy down 50 bucks on the wheels. Now let me make sure these things work. I got one cut open. Let me make sure it fits. It's all right. As you can see, we are lucky. They fit. They're the right ones. And I can't stress it enough that make sure you're using the right lugs. Now, some people might have studs that are way too long. You might even have to get rid of you might have to cut them down or get shorter studs on certain lugs. Or I've seen people that had lugs or studs that stick out past, so they try using their regular lug nuts and they loosen back up and waller out, whatever. As you can see, there's a gap all the way around that once they're all in. So you have to make sure you get them all in there before you start tightening on any of them, stuff like that. That's old school though. He's been around so long I shouldn't have to tell anybody this. So anyway, let me tighten that up. I'm putting on the back one too. Well, before I put the tire on, I'm going to show everybody just how solid this old car is, you know. That is not Bondo in this thing. We'll clear it. There we go. The reason the trim looks weird on the bottom of that door is because somebody put the trims on the wrong side. This one goes on the other side, that one goes on this side. And they actually used like a Phillips screw to hold it on. So we're going to take care of that soon. So alright guys, here we are the next day and it is looking awesome to me. I love the stance. I love the tires and wheels. I love white lettered tires. I got to have them. So if I'd have bought white lettered tires to put on the stock wheels, it would have costed more than it cost me for these. Maybe not. About the same. But I wouldn't have had the big fatties in the back though. I was going to buy fatter tires for the back, but the rims would not have been wider. I would have crammed them on there though. Man, these look better to me though. It's just my style, personal taste. So if you are somebody who likes Riley wheels, the stock ones, I got a set for sale. All the center caps and beauty rings. So alright guys, we're back at it. It's been almost a week since we started on this because of my back being out. I ain't did nothing except for take 2 bolts out of the top of the bell housing yesterday. So I'm going to try to move this video along so it ain't just too much yapping. Luckily, all I had to do is take off the distributor cap, moved it out of the way. I was able to get to the 2 bolts, and as soon as I broke them loose, they were basically finger tight. I couldn't barely get my hand in there, but it's finger tight. Now, I could have lowered the cross member and tilted the engine down and probably got to them from underneath as well. But anyway, they're out. That's the main thing from up top. So now, I got bolts down here with WD-40 soaking on them, everything. I have literally not even crawled under this car since it's been jacked up and done nothing or started nothing. So we're going to get under there, take the starter out of the way. Obviously, it's going to probably need to be. And torque converter bolts first. We'll get the torque converter bolts out of the way. Then I'll put some blocks behind there, make sure it ain't going to roll on me, and get that dry shaft out the way. And then after that, we'll just start breaking out some cross member, bell housing, all that good stuff. So let's get underneath here and take a good look. So alright, first off, anyone that wants to see these floorboards, I'm going to go ahead and show you now. That's what we're talking about here. That's why this car's worth saving to me. But see, the muffler's gone, the exhaust is gone. It's gonna need brakes and shocks too. So anyway, let me see if I can't turn around here. Here's the, it's probably a crappy video, most of mine are, so it's okay. The starter probably wouldn't be in the way, except I'd be worried about breaking the nose cone coming down. So we'll go ahead and move it. I could probably get to these bell housing bolts. Now, actually, them bolts don't look like they'd be hard to get loose. They look fairly new. Now, if that's the case, they will come out. Those maybe not, though, see? Yeah, but what I was going to do, I'll just cut it right there. Make me, actually I cut it down here and then turn it, usually. Yeah, cut this one off up here. Have two dual outputs, but then I gotta wait before I do anything. Phew. All right, guys, quick update. Everything on it is disconnected and loose except for two bolts on the very bottom, easy to get to. One's loose, and let me get under here. The transmission lines, I don't have the proper half. I need like, I don't know if it's 13, I guess, line wrench. I only got a 1/2 inch and it's too big. So anyway, I'm just gonna cut the transmission lines right there and put a coupler back in it. My coupler, I probably mean hoses and stuff and some clamps that will leak. No, I'm actually gonna put the proper couplers back. But that's it, all I gotta do is put the jack under here, lift it up, take out the cross member. I was able to keep my muffler, my old Roddy exhaust here. We're able to keep that there, I believe, which is fine, because if I cut it, or if I take it out, it's going to come out with a sawzall, and that's going to hold me up for my test drive later if I have to cut all that out. So I'm going to try to leave it alone, take it to the muffler shop, and let them put my dual exhaust on. So as long as I can work around that, we're good. So again, all I got to do is cut them lines, take out 2 more bolts, and remove this cross member. It's loose, it's just got to come out. So let me get that done and we'll set her on the ground, hopefully. So all right, after all this time, oh boy, there she is. Now, I was thinking about taking it off the jack, pulling it out here, pressure washer and doing all that stuff. I don't know yet. I don't want to take it off this jack now, because it's going to be a bitch for me to get it back up there. So if I can pull the torque converter out and change that seal while it's on there, I'm going to try. If it starts moving around too much and I have to take it off, then so be it. But the hardest part's going to be getting it back on the jack, doing all that stuff. And plus the dipstick right now on the other side that's going up in there, I got it to where it slid straight down, and if I jack it right back up, it'll go right back up without fighting it. That's what I'm going for. So let me try to get the torque converter out without making a mess. So alright guys, I doubt you can just see down there for what I'm working on, but we got it out. I wanted to be sure to take it with me when I go get a new one, and it's definitely bad. There was no rubber around it anymore. You could see plain as day. So that's what we need. Time for us to go get another one of these. All that work is going to be well worth it. Well, all right guys, we're back from town. I've done ate dinner, did all that stuff. I don't have a lot of daylight left. My goal, if I can get the new front seal in there, get the transmission up into place, and get a couple bolts in there before it gets dark, I can just about do the rest by hand, blind. You know what I mean? I'll get a light out, but I'm just saying the rest is pretty easy. So I'm gonna get underneath here. I need to find my rubber mallet or something. Be better. And we're gonna get this new transmission seal installed, put the torque converter back in. And I bought these fittings, but I don't think they're the right size. It said 11/16 or 11 something is what the transmission lines are supposed to be, but this is the closest they had. We're going to try them anyway, because the brass, you might still be able to tighten them up as long as they fit on the line and it's not too loose. If not, temporarily, we're going to cut some hose, put some clamps, and we're still putting this thing in there. Dang, I should have bought 2 of them packs of clamps. That's enough to do it, but I was going to put 2 on each side. Dang it. I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, that right there and this little bit, that's like $100. It's crazy. $70 worth of generic fluid. Let's get her done. So, alright, I want to start by saying, sometimes you just got to go with your gut on things. The man at the auto parts store, now I forgot to take a piece of this with me. I didn't want to shorten them none, and I was going to take a little sliver of this off to make sure I got the right size fittings. So I asked the man, could he look it up on the computer and will it tell him what size lines these are if I wanted to replace them? It said 11/32 or something weird, I don't remember, but anyway, these seem to fit it pretty darn good. It's perfect. So, yeah, I think we're okay. Shouldn't leak. We'll put all them on after we get it up in there. I don't want to mess them up or nothing. So now we're going to put the seal in. I don't know if we can see here. Now there's 2 options. It could have been the front. This is what they call the torque converter seal. Sorry if that's muffled. Anyway, this is called the torque converter seal. Now, it could have been the seal around this big plate leaking, but the thing that makes me confident that it's not that, and it is just this, because it's usually what it is for one, as you can see, the fluid been running straight down it for a long time. It's cleaned all the dirt off even. The last time I started it, it almost pressure washed it off. So I know it's this here. We're good. Just slap it in real fast and quit talking, huh? Phew. Alright guys, well, transmission is actually up there, but it's not installed yet. It's I got starter bolts. I don't know if we can see this. It's hard to get lined up by yourself if I can get in there right, but you'll see I got starter bolts on one on each side, so now I can hopefully work this jack and get it slid together. But that's a little trick I do when I'm sitting there struggling trying to get a bolt in. It's way too far back, so I just put a starter bolt in to get it started and then change it afterwards. This is being a pain in the butt by myself though, I ain't gonna lie. I'm wore out. Let's continue. Well, alright guys, the transmission's back in. It's not finished. I'm tired. It's way too dark. I'm looking for the couple of bolts that I got to put in the bell housing. But basically, the transmission's in. The bell housing has most all the bolts. All that's left is just buttoning up a few things. I mean, we got to put the cross member and the dry shaft back in, and then tighten a few things up, and we're done. So tomorrow afternoon, we'll have her finished, hopefully. Good morning, everybody. Well, we're ready for round 2 on the transmission finish. It's in. I got it done late last night as far as getting it up there. That was a struggle by myself, getting it reconnected. And the problem I had, the motor kept tilting down on me too much. And my transmission, I was bringing it in level on this jack more, and I couldn't quite just tip it because it would slide off. So I ended up having to jack the engine up, put some blocks I had under the engine, under the oil pan, and lower it down so the engine was staying level. That way, when I jacked up the transmission, it was level. And then I used long starter bolts, one on each side. And I was able to get one on each side, get them started. Just that way, I could reposition my jack on the transmission without it falling, doing all that, and was able to just slide it forward until it clicked together because of them long bolts. And then I put in 2 short bolts and then removed the long bolts. Now, I had one issue with that. On the driver's side, I used the starter bolt. I had to use it up in the second bolt up, Well, when I did all that and I was jacking it up and down, working it, I ended up bending that bolt a little bit. And I had to bend it to get it back out a little bit by jacking the motor up against the frame. So hopefully I can still reuse that starter bolt is what I'm getting at here. I don't know if I ruined it or not. I do got another old truck. Well, it'd be hard to get it off there, but I'll go buy a new bolt. But anyway, all I got left, 2 bell housing bolts, torque converter, throw in the cross member, and then button up the little things. And then I got to fix my transmission lines I cut, put the fittings on there. Shouldn't be but a couple hours today. I should be able to put some fluid in here and fire it up. I think I'm just going to rip that muffler off. It ain't worth having on there. It was off supported pretty good, and then finally it popped loose when I was doing the motor, jacking it up and down. So anyway, I'm going to leave the converter. It looks okay. I'm just going to cut the pipe off and get a decent sound out of it that way probably. For now, until I get the dual exhaust done right. You know, that's kind of a bummer. It don't have duals. So anyway, that's enough rambling. Let me get down here and start getting dirty. And I spilled tranny fluid everywhere yesterday. My whole pan got dumped over. I mean, oh man, last night was a nightmare on that part. But at least I got my blanket here and I kept it kind of dry. So anyway, let's get her done. So all right guys, here's where we're at again. We're done. I got everything back together, hopefully. I got a gallon of fluid dumped in it. Now I was getting ready to crank it over so I can fire it up. And of course the battery was dead. So we gotta let that charge a little bit. All right guys, we got her running. Sitting there purring. I don't know how it sounds on camera, but I gotta check the fluid once it circulates. But the main thing is no leaks. Oh, that makes me feel so happy. Now all I can do is take it off the jack stands and make sure I get the fluid filled up and see if it moves. I already know how to move. I moved it in here. Problem is my battery ain't charging worth a crap either. So I'm gonna try to leave it running while I lower it. Well guys, we're in the front yard. She's running, she's moving. Letting it run a while so I can check the fluid. Burning off some stank. Doesn't sound the best as far as needing a few things, but we're there. We're gonna take her around, go for a little cruise here in a little bit.